Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce our esteemed host, Dr. Eduardo G. Ong, LLB, PhD, DPA, DBA. He's a highly respected real estate professional, educator, professor, and broadcaster. He holds PRC license number 001 for real estate broker, appraiser, and consultant. He was the first chairman of the Professional Regulatory Board of Real Estate Service and currently the Dean of the College of Real Estate Management, Lyceum of Alabang. He is also the host of teleradio program DWIZ 882 and Ikonsulta Doc EG. And now, he is the PRC 2020 Outstanding Professional of the Year in the field of real estate service. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a very warm welcome, Doc EG.
Good morning, real estate. Welcome to episode 23 of Ikonsulta Doc EG. I am so excited because we have so many guests, information that in all of the episodes that we had a good time learning, and we know that for a fact that this episode will also be another learning session for all of us. We have a very important guest who will discuss with us business brokering. People say sometimes, what is business brokering compared to real estate brokering? That will be answered now in our episode 23. But before I go into that, allow me to greet some people, some very important people who are watching right now. I would like to single out Kim Serial, a former beauty queen, and she's now watching us, and she will be my guest on Wednesday in our regular Wednesday show at the DWIC 882. Also, my good friend from Baguio City, Eleanor Siron, and listening up there in Bulacan, the executive assistant of PIAPSI Philippines and PIAPSI World, Julie Morte Legaspi, and also the world president of PIAPSI, Mr. June Florentino S. Dulalia Jr., and the president of PIAPSI Philippines, Dr. Regis Romero, and also the chairman, architect Nestor Mangio, and all the national directorate of the PIAPSI World. Likewise, let me also greet our BFFs, si Janet Mercado, si Professor Nong Liganor, and out there from Dumaguete City, si Melby Dorado Sada. Okay. Likewise, let me also greet my friends from Cebu, Tonton Lioterio and June Golchano of IRM Philippines, and also Hil Escudero and Dalita Mausisa, and a lot from all over the country, from Cagayan de Oro. Gigi Roa is listening, from Jensan, Juby. Juby Vargas is watching right now, and also from all over, even from Davao City, the Davao City Real Estate Board. Hello there, my friends, and also si Tep Kujamat Lim, from Alabang, and also the proponent of Richfield. Okay, so OFW, right? And from Pampanga, we have Johnny. No, from Pampanga, we have Nina Serrano, David Serrano, and also Kate Dalaga Garcia, and Johnny Magpantay. Okay. Are also listening. Dr. Magpantay are also listening. My students from the UST Graduate School, sila Lons, si Yuri, si Ann, they're all listening right now. And also from my students in the graduate level, graduate school of Letran, watching right now from international marketing and investment. They're watching right now, and so alike. But well, let me ang dami pero we'll try to do it as we move on, no? But let me first single out my without her I will not be able to broadcast. My IT expert and the president of Rizal Real Board of Real Estate, Abby Lim, and the husband Mike Lim, who is in charge of my technology, my techie. And also Pauline, my secretary, watching right now. And from Pare, si Dr. Samuel Lau, si Gus Augusto, and from Rebab, si Vivian Castro, and also si Emily Duterte, and from Andrea, of course, Mel Magtoto, si Benny Cabrieto, and all of the national directorate, Joby Tupas, listening right now, and from Las Piñas City Real Estate Board, si President Lima, Philip Abardoni, and all the past presidents, no? Francis Perfecto, si well, Cielo Laksamana, si Irene Opresio, ang dami po nila na watching right now. That is why ang ating program ngayon, online program, is one of the most reviewed and viewed, the viewed and reviewed program online on real estate and business. Ayan. So, well, also let me also greet my good friend Dr. Danilo Viterbo Ayap, the president of Lyceum of Alabang. No, we talk about it, and we discussed last week that we're trying to push the accreditation of a program sponsored by the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority on real estate salesmanship. Watch for it. We'll do that in our college. Okay. So from Pasay Makati Real Estate Board, we have a lot of Ashley Valera down the line. And also allow me to greet the my good friend Paeng Pajardo of the Board of Real Estate Service of PRC, together with chairperson of Pelia Binag and Pilar Banag and R. Lim, you know. And so, of course, let me also greet a lot of people from my good friend, Undersecretary Robert Rivera. Marami pa eh, pero saka na muna yan. Natin, as we go along. But I know that I can see in the chat box, many are now tuning in. Billy Dominguez, our Arena awardee. Congratulations. Huh? And those of you who would like to be recognized, please put it in your chat box, in our chat box. Okay. As I've said, our episode for this afternoon is going to be very interesting because we want to differentiate between business brokering and real estate brokering. Now, we all know that RA under Republic Act 9646, if you want to practice real estate in the Philippines, you have to register and apply, take the exam under the RESA law, RA 9646 with the Professional Regulation Commission. But what about business brokerage? Business brokerage is open to all, licensed and unlicensed, provided you have the apps, you have the energy, and you can really push for selling businesses in not only in the Philippines but likewise elsewhere. Then you are in. Just listen to our program, right? So before we go further, let us look at the episode. By the way, we will be raffling again five. We will raffle five winners for a GCash of 200 pesos, right? So please sign in. And likewise, thank you to my good friend June Garing and what was Alpax Printing and all of those who supported us through the 23 episodes that we have. So now let's move on to the episode, not to the episode, to the the question for the week.
Episode 23, October 24, 2020. Featured question for the day. From J. Santos of Santa Mesa, Manila. Note this was translated to English and referred. I am a licensed real estate broker under PIC. I am looking for other opportunities other than brokering, especially during this pandemic. Appraisal is out of the question because I am not a licensed appraiser. Please help me find other opportunities other than selling real estate. Thank you for your advice, Doc EG.
Aha! I know that during this time of the pandemic, many of our colleagues in the real estate service are not doing well or their operations have slowed down. However, they're looking for other opportunities. You're not the only one who asked me about that. No? Ano bang opportunities that are open to us, brokers, license, in the other field, in the other arena of business. That is why we thought of really inviting this gentleman whom when I first met him over Zoom, I think about 2 weeks ago, I was convinced with the opportunities that have been presented to me, and I would want this to be presented now so that you can also benefit from the opportunities that is in it. You all know that in any crisis there is opportunity. There are opportunities awaiting not only for real estate brokers but also other persons who are interested to join in the bandwagon of successful business people. Today, we'll be, for about an hour and a half, we'll be discussing business brokering, its relationship to real estate, and at the same time, how a business broker succeeds in this arena. We have today a very, should I say, uh, an honored gentleman who have migrated to New Zealand some time ago. And right now, he is the CEO of Link Business Philippines. But he moved to New Zealand long time ago and established a by way of a long-term business visa, and the first Filipino recipient of such a visa in 2001. Hindi natin alam to, meron palang ganito. So therefore, in New Zealand, he bought we all know this, no? Alam natin to. He bought a Blockbuster video. Ako rin, when I was in the United States, I patronized Blockbuster video franchise to obtain an LTBB visa for his family, and eventually ended up operating 3 more branches of Blockbuster Video. Now, one day, a business broker from Link Business Approach, Link originated from New Zealand, approached Efren, the guy, and talked to him about selling the first store. Remember, tatlo siya to. Binenta isa. He eventually did. And that was how Efren experienced the link services. Nakita mo, link. Link is connectivity. No, impressed by how the sale was managed, our resource person decided to join Link and became a business broker as in 2010. Few years later, Link management offered Efren to start Link in the Philippines. And Aaron Torresen, CEO of Link New Zealand, said, and Efren team up and opened the main office of Link Philippines in 2017 in Ortigas Center. Of course, batch one of business brokers, business brokers was trained, subjected to 14 modules of Link Academy training. And then the batch graduated, started tapping the business owners of SMEs, and Link Philippines now formally launched in April of 2018 at Marco Polo Hotel in Ortigas Center. And then Link's second office franchise opened in Alabang towards the end of 2018. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today, Efren has successfully trained 33 batches. 33 na. A total of about 300 graduates, where about a third are active, all enrolled to the 14-module program of Link Academy. Active business brokers continues training aimed at making such broker competent and excellent in rendering and executing the Link processes. Now, let me tell you about Link Philippines. No? Link Philippines has a roster of more than 200 listings of businesses. Can you imagine, guys? 200 listings of businesses for sale. And the numbers continue to grow, especially during this time of the pandemic, as more and more business brokers achieve the level of competence in selling businesses. The Link way. The secret recipe is the Link 9 steps, the smart way of selling businesses. Dapat pag-aralan natin yon. And this is proven and tested process that may pave the way to the success of Link in the Philippines and in New Zealand as a business brokering or broking firm in listings and selling businesses from various industries. Hindi lang sa real estate, all other industries. No? And then the Link's sweet spot in SME is a market that is neglected by investment bankers, though Link also manages the sale of larger businesses. Now, Link would like to develop a business brokers to be competent in executing the Link way of helping business owners dedicating time in growing each business broker and ensuring that Link's culture of confidentiality and integrity is ingrained. And at the days go by, after the team's immersion to the work, time rigors of businesses, brokering, they know how to spend time together celebrating the day's labor with the design of wine and dine adventure similar to the Kiwi way. Alam mo, naging interesado ako dito kasi ang ibinebenta dito ay ang negosyo. Not only real estate, but the entire caboodle, the entire gamut of the business enterprise. Kaya dapat, I know, dumadami na ngayon ang nakatune in sa atin, Efren, ha? So before I introduce him, Also, let me muna greet Estonilio Siya, Acetra Olap, okay, si Sisa Yape, Zenaida Banzuela, Nina David Serrano, Maria Teresa Remon, and Nenita Nakayanan, Kiani Valenzuela, Marlo Honor, Arman Morales, si Joe, estudyante natin to. Si Joe Dayag, Josephine Dayag, Albert Abellanoja, and engineer, my good friend, BFF, hi Nong, Professor Nong Liganor, and also my good friend from Cebu, si June Gulchano, boss, usap tayo. And Jovan Rosel, Elma Uy, Vera Flores, Evangeline Castro, napakadami ha. At partner Sonria, batiin ko muna kasi alam na ito magiging business brokers, no? Joji Upano, Malur El Ezo, Nicanor, President Dick Tapangco, Leonor Siron, hi from Baguio, then Norabel Labajo, June Suarez, sino to, Gerald Anthony Beroma, Maria Teresa Sermon, Zenaida Banzuela, Maria Maurice, Ana Aleg, Ana, the registrar of Lyceum of Alabang is there. Hello, Ana. Benice D. from the BAP. Hello, Ma'am Benice. Sherry Balderas, Deblin Albaran. Oh, sorry, Deblin Troy. Pauline. Hi, kumare. Pauline Albaran. Kumusta na ang aking magandang kumare? The charter president of Pateros Real Estate Board. Mare, let's see each other one time. Maria Doris Tabiok and Austin Go. Naku po, ang dami. Pero isa pang kaibigan ko, you are gonna be my guest in November, Dr. Mary Gauso and Edmond Catulo. Okay? So, before I really introduce our honorable resource person, naku, ang dami nating matuturuan dito, ay pabayaan na muna nating magkaroon, maipasend ang video ng link. Okay? Take it away.
Why is Link opened in the Philippines?
We're a nation of traders, and the Philippines is one of Asia's fastest growing economies. It's about time for business owners and for those wanting to own a business to have access to a confidential, reliable, robust process of buying and selling businesses.
What's Link's role in that?
Well, Link Business Brokers help business owners maximize the value of their business when they decide to sell their business and help them work through that process smoothly. Since starting in 1996, Link has developed effective processes and systems growing throughout the United States, New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia.
What do you think are the main contributors to that growth?
There's very strong commitment to excellence. That flows through ongoing training, development of support systems, and high-level expertise. And Link has experience right through the business environment, from agribusiness to retail, manufacturing, engineering, services, franchise businesses, food and beverage, substantial businesses, and much more.
Now, Efren, you run Link in the Philippines. How does your background equip you for that role?
Well, for start, I'm Filipino. I'm from the Philippines. And I've owned and operated my own businesses from retail, wholesale, construction, manufacturing, and hospitality. I've owned franchise businesses too. I was a multi-store franchisee operating in multiple locations at the same time. More importantly, I'm a business broker from Link, and I've been doing this for many years.
So that gives you a lot of relevant experience.
Yes, you develop a high level of expertise when guiding business owners and sellers through a wide range of business categories in the buying and selling process. And that's good, because Link is the authority in selling business.
Okay, nakita na natin, no? And without further ado, let me introduce Efren Pascual. Yung nakita nyo. Hello, Efren.
Hello, Doc EG. Good evening. Good afternoon in the Philippines, no?
Good morning sa real estate.
Oh, good morning, State. And
Okay.
hello to the viewers and the listeners around the Philippines and maybe around the world.
Okay, thank you, Efren. So actually, when I spoke with you about 2 weeks ago, I was so impressed with with what you said about link, about selling businesses. No, for a while, akala ko related yan sa real estate. No, I said, ay, kumuha ka ng lisensya because if you want to sell real estate, you have to get a license from the Professional Regulation Commission. However, when I spoke to you, naintindihan ko na you are selling the whole caboodle of business, no? Yung talagang negosyo ang binebenta natin. Paano ba ito, Efren?
Well, to learn the craft, no, the business brokering, it's a long, tedious process. No, we undergo a weeks and weeks of training. It's We've got a training academy which is developed by Link New Zealand. So you have to undergo through that training, and it's also not upon finishing you get accepted to Link, but it doesn't stop there, Doc AG. No, the
Yeah.
training is continuous because you have to hone your skills every week in week out. You've got to be really competent. You've got to be really knowing the craft, and it's not easy to get it. It's learning business brokering is not easy to learn. It's like learning how to drive a car, ride a bike, and swim at the same time. No, it's kind of complicated. Sabi nga nila.
Okay. Tama. But to learn more about this, I know that you're going to present a PowerPoint so that our viewers can better understand, right? Okay,
That's
so
correct.
before even that, Efren, allow me to also greet yung ating world president of the Federation of International. He is watching right now, ha? World president, ha? Si Mr. June Dulalia, si Florentino Dulalia Jr., Mr. World President of PIAPC. And of course, one of the best faculty of Lyceum of Alabang, my faculty, no, accountant Noel Cobongbang. 3 licenses, broker, appraiser, consultant. Hi, Noel. Okay, so can you present your PowerPoint?
Oh yes, okay.
Okay, so that
Let
we can better understand.
All right. Okay, let me share my screen. Uh, okay, can you see my screen now?
Not yet, not yet. Oh, yan na. Good, go.
Okay. All right. So Doki G, no. So this is about 15 minutes more or less, no, this presentation.
Okay,
So
no problem. We want to learn.
okay, right. So we are called Link Business. That's what we are known in the market. We're doing business as Link Business or trading as Link Business. We are registered with the SEC as Link Business Broking Phil Inc. It's broking because when we registered the company, I was still here in New Zealand, and we don't call it brokering. We call it broking here because it's an English term, and New Zealand is an English country, so that's why it's Broking Philippines. Okay, so it's a New Zealand brand. No, it was born in New Zealand. Link Business is a New Zealand brand. So let me tell you a little bit about New Zealand. It's the least corrupt country in the world. Least corrupt country, according to Transparency International 2017 Corrupt Perception Index. It's the easiest country to do business in. Easiest country. It's easy to register a company here. You get registered in 1 day and a half without talking to anybody and without with and paying online. No, so I registered my company here in no sweat. No, it's number one in healthcare, number one entrepreneurship, easy the number one overall experience, second in ease of settling in. What best countries for business? Second. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because that's the Kiwi psyche, and at Link we carry that culture. So we are what you may call 80% Kiwi and 20% Pinoy, and the 20% of Pinoy is the humor because when you talk to people, you need humor, and Pinoys are known to be hospitable. So let me carry on. So what has been happening in the world? do you think business brokering is new? Business brokering. So where we started in New Zealand, here in New Zealand, there are more than 4,000 businesses for sale in a population of 5 million people. In the Philippines, we have 100 million people. So when business brokering as an industry matures in the Philippines, how many businesses would there be for sale? There will be thousands and thousands. So this is the breakdown of the businesses for sale in New Zealand. Okay. We also understand that sometimes for substantial businesses, the owners take time to decide whether to sell or not. No. So you just don't decide, okay, I want to sell today. You just don't decide. It's a process. It's a thought process. So you might say, or you might ask, why are businesses sold? Well, because of the internet, the world has shrunk. So gone are the days that daddy passes on the business to junior. Junior is no longer interested in daddy's business. Junior is interested to have his own career, to migrate to another country, or to run his own business. So because of that, succession has become an issue. Succession is the number one issue. So if you are wanting to retire and you don't have a successor, then you're stuck. What are you going to do? Are you just going to close the doors? If you're fatigued or burnt out or having some health issues, are you just going to stop? What about your employees? What about your suppliers? What about your customers? Lifestyle change. You're tired of driving from Paranaque to Makati. It used to be 15 minutes. Now it's 1 hour and 30 minutes. No? Or the business is now small for you. You've got a second business that's big. So what do you do with the small business? Do you just close it down if you don't have a successor? Or, as we know, shareholders quarreling, husband and wife quarreling, or if the business is struggling, are you just going to close it down? Distressed, especially today because of COVID-19. People, businesses are really struggling. Are you just going to close down? And the most common reason, if you want to cash in. You've been running your business for 10, 20, 30 years, and all the kids are gone. You've got an empty nest, and you want now to relax. You now cash in. So we were founded in Auckland, New Zealand. Ellerslie is a suburb of Auckland. I live in Glendowie, and by the way, I'm in Auckland right now. It's getting dark because we're 5 hours ahead. The office is the main office of Link is about 15 minutes away from where I am. We were founded in 1996. We are in 4 countries: Australia, the United States, and now the Philippines. We have 30 global offices all across those 4 countries. It's a franchise business. The Philippines is a franchise of New Zealand. Headquarters is Link Auckland Ellerslie. That's where I worked as a business broker. That's why I know everybody, the owners, the chairman, the CEO, down to the receptionist. They're all my friends. I was just there early this week. I chatted with them. I go there once in a while. The head office of Link in the Philippines opened in Ortigas in 2017. We are at Prestige Tower. We have our first franchise office in Alabang. We opened in November of 2018. We are at Kingston Tower, and that office is owned and run by Eleanor Carbonell. Eleanor was 40 years in the United States, came back to the Philippines to retire, but found out about Link and established Link in Alabang. He was 10 years business broker in the United States, an investment banker, and an owner of Hallmark. You know Hallmark, no? the store. So a very, very competent franchise operator of Link in Alabang. We are soon to establish Link in Davao, and that will be run by Chris Garcia, who's got her own merits, business consultant for 20 plus years, franchise consultant for 20 plus years, and an owner of advertising company. No, so watch that space. We're soon to open in Davao. We train people to become business brokers. We've trained 33 batches already. We got a Link Trading Academy. The people behind Link Philippines, yours truly, as Doc EG has said, no, I own and operated Blockbuster stores. And one day, a guy came in and talked me into selling my first store. My first blockbuster store was a 400 square meter store. No, it's like a super video store, and that guy sold it in 2 months. And I thought, wow, this guy is good. No, so his name is Prajane, and he still works with Link. No, still at Link. In fact, I saw him last Monday. 30 plus years business broker, and of course, Aaron Thorson, the CEO of Link International, based here in Auckland, New Zealand, and Rene Pascual, my identical twin brother, no, who moved to New Zealand 14 years before me, where he established his own IT company. So as you can see, all founders are New Zealand citizens, so it's 100% pure New Zealand. We launched at Marco Polo in 2018, and in that launching, we were covered by the Inquirer, we were covered by the Manila Times, also wrote an article about us, and got interviewed by Kathy Young on her program, Market Edge. No? So, as Doc EG has mentioned, we have over 200 businesses for sale in our portfolio, small, medium, and large. Our sweet spot is the SME sector, small and medium enterprises. Link came to the Philippines really to look after the SMEs because nobody's looking them. You've got investment bankers who are looking over the larger businesses, but nobody's looking after the SMEs. That's why we came to the Philippines really to look after the SMEs. But because we are in the market, large businesses also approach us. So I'll walk you through some of the businesses that we are currently managing. No? So you will see that we don't disclose the identity of the business because when we sell a business, no, that process is done in utmost confidentiality. This one is a salon in Makati for 9,400,000. This one is a Filipino restaurant for 17 million. An IT company for 100 million. A jewelry business for 288 million, including an inventory of about 140 million. A beauty center for 1,800,000. An established logistics company for 80 million. This one is looking for a partner, 180 million, including rights to shows. This one is a television production. A Sanjupsal for 2,900,000. A PPE provider for 350 million. Lots, stock and barrel, all 100% shareholdings. A AAA construction company for 1 billion. Imagine 36 years in the business. A lending company. This one is a good one. A lending company. We sold quite a few. A lending company for 1.2 million. This one we're selling the whole franchise for 30 million pesos. 37 franchise stores and 3 company-owned stores. This one is a bag business for 2.5 million. An online apparel store for 1.3 million. So I think you're getting it. The point is selling can be the exit strategy of the owner. So you might think, why would I buy a business? Why not start one up? Which way do I go? Yeah. Well, the common challenges when starting up a business, studies, you need a feasibility study, you need to organize, permits and licenses. Do you know how difficult it is to establish or to get a permits and licenses? Oh my gosh, I went through all those process. You need to construct, you need to set up, you need to hire people, then you train them. You don't even know if you're getting the right people. And then you open your doors and you don't know what's going to happen on day one. You don't know what's going to happen on day one. And it will incur lots and lots and lots of time. How many startups have you seen spring up and then in 6 months or 12 months close door? Because it's not really easy to start up a business. But when you buy a business and you buy a sound and established business, you take advantage of the profitability straight from day one. That's what we sell as business brokers. We sell the profitability of the business. We sell the cash flow. And when you buy a business, it's like buying a job. If you buy a 2 million business or a 3 million business, it's just like in buying a job. You become your own boss. You're no longer beholden to anyone. I mean, it's really sad in this pandemic. How many How many people have lost their jobs? Corporate people. I mean, you're from the corporate, you've been there for 20 years, you lost your job, there's no job to find. I mean, there's no job in the market. So if you've got some ipon, you've got some savings, buy a job, be your own boss, and start making money for yourself. And businesses also, existing businesses, they buy another business. Why? For these reasons. And it's the higher, it gives a higher yield than most investments. So those who would have retained earnings, who would not declare dividends, they would just buy a business. They would just buy a business and buy business and buy another business. If you've got a distribution business in Luzon and you don't have a distribution outlet in the Visayas or Mindanao, and to establish one in Mindanao, in the Visayas, can you imagine how long it would take? Just buy an existing distribution business in Visayas or in Mindanao. Buy a business. Now, how do we get things done? Well, like I said, we got Link Academy. It's a training academy. It's a combination of online training and lecture in the classroom or in the office. No, so it's a rigorous industry legal training created by business brokers, but here in New Zealand. We've got strength in numbers. That's why we keep on training people. Because when you sell a business, it's a it's a numbers game. And we've got the right people. We got a proprietary software called Value.link. It's a software that you put in the figures from the financial statement and it will papang. It will give out a value. No, I think it's one of a kind in the world. I haven't seen or heard about another proprietary software. So but at Link we don't call it appraisal, we don't call it valuation because we're not registered appraisers, we're not registered valuers, we're business brokers. That's why we call it Link Opinion of Value. We can put an opinion of value on small and medium businesses because of our proprietary software. Just a snapshot of the report. We got a proven process. Our track record speaks for itself. Been operating as business brokers since 1996. We got a Philippine website, no? Which is hopefully you will visit later, www.linkbusiness.ph. We got our Facebook page. We also have YouTube and our CRM, one.link. And like I said, everything is done in utmost confidentiality. So when we sell a business, it's done in utmost confidentiality. It's very different from real estate. In real estate, when an owner wants to sell, he puts a big sign in front of his property and say, I am for sale, call Efren, my phone numbers and my email. You don't do that in business. If you want to sell, you don't put a, a placard in front of your business and say, business for sale. That's economic suicide. So selling a business is done in utmost confidentiality. We only introduce ourselves to business owners. We're like Zorro in the marketplace. People don't know that we are brokers. We are business brokers. Okay, so what's the future of Link in the Philippines? We will establish more offices in Metro Manila. So we've got 2 now. Maybe we'll establish 1 or 2 more. Because of traffic, we've got to be in strategic locations. We'll establish franchise offices in Angeles, Cebu, Davao, and other metropolitan centers like maybe Iloilo, and maybe in Dagupan, or maybe in Baguio. So our mission and vision is very simple. That's the Kiwi Psyche. Not a lot of words, just to be the most trusted brokering firm wherever we operate. Not a lot of words, few words. Our vision, creating new chapters in the lives of a seller. We help them move on, and the lives of buyers. We get them into business. So we help people get into business, and many of them for the first time. Our culture, we've been talking about confidentiality. We've got unquestionable ethics. It's underlined because it's non-negotiable. Our business brokers have the highest standard of ethical conduct, and we are very professional in how we conduct our business. So we are not regulated, nobody above us, because business brokering is a pioneering effort in the Philippines. No, so we don't have a license, but we adhere to the highest protocol of link. No, we are self-regulated to the highest standard. So our job is to match a business with a buyer. We work with other professionals. We work with the advisors of the seller and the buyer, with their accountant, with their lawyer. We talk to lawyers and accountants every day. That's our life. No? We talk to lawyers and accountants every day. So Doc EG was talking about the 9 steps, no, the smart way of selling a business. No, so small, medium, or large, we follow the link 9 steps sales process. It's we go through this to this structured approach, very organized. No, this is how we sell a business. I won't go through it today, but just to demonstrate that small, medium, or large, we follow this process. So we are, in local parlance, our approach is decahon, very structured and very organized. So that's when we represent a seller. What's a buyer's mandate? A buyer's mandate is when we get an agency contract with a buyer. So this time the buyer would, in these 9 steps, the seller is our client. With the buyer's mandate, the buyer is our client. So what does that mean? We can approach a business that the buyer has identified. No? We can approach a business and we will negotiate on behalf of the buyer to acquire that business. Or we can go to the market, we can seek in the market a business whose criteria falls under the buyer's requirement. No? So in the buyer's mandate, we work for the buyer and we are paid by the buyer. I'd like to share quickly a recent success on buyer's mandate. So during this lockdown, we successfully assisted a company to acquire a business for about 450 million. And that is through a buyer's mandate. It works, no? It works. It's a quick way for companies to grow. And with due diligence, the buyer's risk of failure is mitigated. And you know what? A buyer's mandate, it's very appealing to the owner. No? So when we approach an owner with a buyer's mandate, it appeals to the owner. Why? Because there's no cost to the owner. Because the owner will not pay us any fee. It's the buyer who takes care of us. So that's the buyer's mandate. For example, of a buyer's mandate, uh, a buyer would say, Efren, find me a manufacturing business. I'd like a food manufacturing business, a bread manufacturer that's established for at least 5 years and whose gross annual sales in the last 2 years is 100 million. So then I can go to the market and find a company for my buyer. So that's an example of a buyer's mandate. And I'd like that to be in Metro Manila. Okay. I'd like to talk quickly about our referral program. So for those in the audience, I think you'll find this really interesting, no? So we introduced this program. It's unique to the Philippines. We don't have this program here in New Zealand, in Australia, or United States. And this program is meant to generate more clients. Why? Because we still are a startup industry. No, it's a pioneering effort. So we need more buyers and sellers. That's why we're wanting to reach out to more people. That's why we thought of this referral program. So the referral associate can refer clients. So who is the referral associate? That could be you. No, that could be you, a referral associate. So a referral associate can refer a buyer or a seller, a buyer or a business owner. So the RA will earn some fees in conjunction with the link business broker. Okay, so with the link business broker. So I'll explain this further. No, so it's like a collaboration between the referral associate in the link business broker. So the referral rewards, as it applies to the referral program, is when the RA or the referral associate gets a share once link is paid, when link closes a deal. So there needs to be a closed sale, then the RA will benefit from it. So just to reiterate, the primary responsibility of the RA is to forward a buyer or a seller to the link business broker. So RAs do not sell or sell. They are not business brokers. It's simply referring. It's the business broker trained by Link who does the whole sales process, the 9 steps sales process. We are not MLM. We are not in that game. We are not in that league. We're not pyramid scheme. Okay. So success fees are derived from referred businesses that get sold. So we need to sell a business before we can share the success fee. The RA may refer as many buyers or business owners as they desire. So there's no limit to how much or how many you can refer. So the Link RA program in a nutshell is like this. You have a dedicated Link business broker and you will be referring a client directly to your Link business broker. Okay? So that is the collaboration. So the RA has no formal relationship with Link. The relationship is between the Link business broker and the RA. For the RA program, it's simply referring, it's simply referring or tapping into the network of the RA. So when we invite an RA, we'd like that RA, to have a network of business people around him. Could be business owners or business buyers. So it's simply tapping into the network. You can carry on with your work. Link will do all the work. Okay? Because it's only a one-off task and it can be started straight away. There's no need for real long training. Voila. Only the business brokers go into training. So you will have your dedicated business broker, as shown in that diagram. You are a direct RA to your business broker. Ito maganda, the activity of the RA is supported by a software. So we use a software to track down activities of the RA. There's no hard work really. There's no time commitment. And you know what? When you help people buy a business or when you help people sell a business, you are actually helping people. You're actually helping people. When a business owner wants to sell and we find a buyer and that buyer takes over the business, as you can imagine, you have just saved jobs. You just have saved jobs. You were able to retain that business. The customers will still get the supplies. The suppliers will still get the orders. As you can imagine, the families of those suppliers, of those customers, of the employees will continue to have their jobs. So when you find a buyer for a listing, for a listed business of Link, once you find a buyer, you're actually helping a lot of people. So business brokering really is helping people move on for whatever reason. The next step, easy. Become an RA. Become a referral associate. Attend. You have to attend about a 90-minute Link referral associate presentation, and this is conducted via Zoom. We conducted this. We conduct this every Thursday at 9:45 a.m. and it's very easy. All you have to do, Doc EG, all they have to do, they just have to scan the QR code provided right here and you get connected. You'll get the schedule, you'll get the Zoom ID. Thank you very much, and I hope you liked it.
Thank you, Efren. You know, there's so many questions coming along here, no? Sabi ni, but let me also greet Charlie Gao. Charlie Gao and Lucy Aracema. Of course, there's a question coming from Professor Liganor. Sabi niya, what are the reasons why business owners sell?
Oh, probably the professor missed the first part of the slides, though, Doc EG, because
Yeah.
in the first part of the slide. But for the professor, I'm just going to go through it quickly. Well, succession really is the number one issue. No, if you're wanting to retire, you're wanting to slow down, and you don't have a successor, your son is not interested in inheriting your business. Your son is interested in other things, no, getting his own career. Because gone are the days that Junior inherits the business from daddy. Junior is no longer interested in daddy's business. So if you don't have a successor, professor, and you have a business and you don't have a successor and you want to retire or you want to slow down or there might be some health issues, di ba? Then what do you
Yeah.
do? You're stuck. Succession is the number one issue. And the second reason is cashing in. They just want to cash in.
Mhm.
Gustong perahin. They want to cash in. I hope
It-
we have addressed that
yeah,
question from the professor.
they're saying that sometimes businesses are sold because the owners do not want it anymore or the business is losing. Pwede rin, ano? Pwede rin.
That's
Pero
true.
wala
That's
nang
true.
sakit ng ulo. Oo.
Doc EG, that's true. I mean, let's face it, no? Not running a business is not cut out for everybody. And some people would jump into business and they think that they're cut out for it, no? And after 6 months or 12 months, they find it really, really agonizing. It's not for them. Diba? I mean, people make mistakes. Now, as business brokers, we now help them move on and we try to find somebody to buy that business. It could not be making money and we'll be very upfront to the buyer and we'll tell the buyer, look, this is not making money, but to establish this, let's say a restaurant, to establish this high-end restaurant, you will easily spend 12 to 15 million, but this one is for sale for 5 million. So you've got trained people, it's all set up. You will just inherit the shareholdings of the company. You don't have to apply for permits and licenses. You buy the shares. Doc EG.
Yeah,
Simple.
yeah. Oo.
Diba?
Simple.
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 Tapos tanong nila dito, how can we make money from business brokering?
Everybody needs some money. Lalo na sa pandemic, Doc EG, I mean, you've got to be smart nowadays. Well, we are business brokers and we make money from business brokering. For the audience, Doc EG will invite you to an RA presentation, di ba, Doc EG? Will invite
Oh,
you
oh,
later.
yes, yes,
With
yes.
some referral associates. So we'd like you to connect us to buyers. We have more than 200 businesses for sale. And in your network, you have your uncle who came back from the United States with lots of money. You got your brother who retired from corporate who got money. Where will they put their money? So we are looking for buyers. And if you are in the audience, we'd like you to connect. We'd like you to connect us to those buyers, and there you will get a referral reward, a referral fee. Connect buyers
Okay.
to us.
Yes, I think they are now,
Getting the
learning
idea.
about it.
Getting the
Tanong ni Rodel Revilla, how do I become a business broker and where to inquire? Ayan, QR code ko.
You inquire through Doc EG.
Okay.
Everybody goes to Doc EG. So they have to attend first the referral associate presentation, Doc EG. We conduct that every Thursday, and there
Uh,
will talk in that session. We'll talk a little bit about business brokering. Yun na nga, just to parang word of caution. Business brokering is not an easy job. It's probably the hardest job in the world, no? It's probably the hardest job in the world. And it takes a lot of commitment, especially time. So if you don't have the time and if you're faint-hearted, business brokering might not be for you. But if you're, for example, if you're a business owner or an ex-business owner, or you are business savvy, then maybe business brokering can be for you.
yeah, true, true, true. Kasi dito sabi dito ni Rene Galam, no? You're selling the whole caboodle, right? Selling the whole, when you sell a business, it's all. Sabi niya, when the business is sold, it is stipulated that employees will be retained or will they be replaced by a new owner as the new owner preferred? Ay, mga tanong niya.
Yeah. In our experience, Doc EG, 90 to 95% of the employees retain their position. No, most likely they will retain the position because the good thing about when you buy a business, especially at Link, with Link, in our sales process, there's what we call due diligence, Doc EG. The
Yeah,
buyer
yeah.
the buyer would have the opportunity to look into every aspect of the business: HR, employee contract, operations, supplier contracts, distribution rights, patents, trademarks. financial statements, the buyer will look into all those aspects of the business. So he can really say, okay, now that I understand everything, I'm now buying it. And he can also say, look, I don't think it's not how it is. It's now how it's portrayed. I'm backing out from the contract. He can walk away. The buyer can walk away. Wala ditong pilitan, Doc EG, no? They
Yeah, I
will
know.
have the opportunity to conduct a due diligence investigation on the business.
Okay, good. Hello to Evelyn Mamon Daps listening to us, Edna Del Valle Tumala, and President Carol De Sacramento. Ang tanong nila, can you buy or invest in a business without necessarily buying it? Is that covered by your link process?
How's the question, Doc EG? Can you buy? Can you invest or?
Now, the question is, if the owner doesn't want to sell the entire business, but only wants to have investors, do you
All right.
cater to that? Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you've seen in my presentation, two of those businesses there, we're not selling the whole shebang. We're only selling shareholding. So we can sell 60% of the shares. It all depends on the owner. So you can most of the time we sell 100%. But there are times that people approach us and say, Efren, we just want to be minority. We'd like to retain 20%. We'd like to sell 80%. So that can happen. Or we will retain 80%. We want to sell 20%. That can happen too, Doc EG.
Yeah, a very interesting question, Efren, here. Sabi niya, ang dami pumapasok na questions eh. Sabi niya, since you are a very successful business broker in New Zealand, would you have any information or if we want to migrate to New Zealand because we were impressed by the environment in New Zealand?
Uh, it's a very good question, Doc EG. No? At Link, no, we operate in 4 countries: New Zealand, Australia, and the United States. And because I come from New Zealand and I've got a really good relationship with the business brokers here, no, our business brokers in the Philippines met the business brokers here in New Zealand, United States, and Australia. So last year, Doc EG, we went to Bangkok, no? All 4 countries convened in Bangkok, 2019, no? April of 2019. So we met each other, and there we hatched a program. So the business brokers here in New Zealand are open to buyers from the Philippines. So we now have a program in Link Philippines called Buy Global Program. So what does that mean? If you're wanting to migrate, for example, New Zealand, you can come to Link, no? You can come to Link, and we can help you buy a business in New Zealand. So we would be connecting with our Link New Zealand offices, okay? And you will be buying a business. But just a word of caution, we are business brokers, we're not immigration advisors. So we will patch you up with an immigration advisor so that you can have proper advice regarding immigration. We'll advise you about the business, and another professional, an immigration advisor from New Zealand, and I can recommend quite a few, will assist you or guide you in the immigration process.
Okay.
Like long-term business visa.
So, marami din gusto pumunta sa New Zealand. Ano? Mukhang we open the gates to New Zealand now. Kasi sabi mo, the least corrupt country. You know? And you have a very famous prime minister, huh? A lady prime minister, right?
EG, she just got re-elected. Jacinda Ardern just got re-elected. Majority, grabe.
Unanimously.
A celebrity prime minister, and she's really very good, no? Ako, I'm for national eh. There are 2 major parties, national and labor. I'm from national, but I admire this labor prime minister, no? She's really, really good. She's really good.
Okay. So, well, meron pa tayo dito. Hello to Albert Abellanosa and Joji Opano and Dr. Leonor Kalayag from Qatar. From Qatar.
Wow. So, worldwide audience, no?
Oo nga. At sabi niya, can we become a business broker and what are the steps? Sinagot mo na ito eh. Contact Doc EG.
Yeah. Yes. Contact Doc EG. Oo.
Okay. Alright, ang tanong dito, isa pa, when you sell a property, sabi niya, it goes with it some real estate properties in the business. Would that not violate the real estate law? No, that's
Okay. When most businesses own the property, the corporation owns the property. So we just sell the shares.
yeah.
We sell the shares.
Tama. Okay. Okay. So, mayroon pa ba tayong questions? Dami natin questions dito. Okay. So, then,
By the way, Doc EG, there are two ways
yeah.
to sell a business. You can sell the shareholdings, or you can just sell the tangible and the intangible assets. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? If I am a business, let's say I own ABC Corporation, and I have two factories. I've got a I've got a aluminum factory, and I've got a glass factory. And I only want to sell the aluminum factory. I will not sell my corporation because my corporation owns two factories. So what I'm going to sell, I will only sell the one manufacturing company, let's say the glass manufacturing company. So I'm going to sell all the tangible and intangible assets of the glass manufacturing company. Meaning to say, the buyer has to establish his own company with SEC, and once formed, will buy the shareholdings. Will buy the assets, not the shareholdings, will buy the assets, no? The tangible assets and the intangible assets. And the inventory, if there's an inventory. So there are two ways. So talagang complicated dyan, selling a business, Doc EG. That's why we have a full-blown training academy to train people.
Sabi nila, they would like to train. Sabi niya, train as a business broker. Kasi this is an opportunity for them, especially if they are not able to sell real estate. They want to be a business broker as well.
Another word of caution, Doc EG, business brokering is a totally different animal, no? I think, I think with what I've seen and with my experience, it's a lot harder than real estate. Talagang it's not cut out for everybody. It's not cut out for everybody.
Kasi kompleto to eh. You look all the areas, no?
And it takes months or years to sell a business. Hindi ito yung 2 months, 1 week, no? It doesn't work that way.
Okay. So meron
process.
may question dito, Efren, from Edmond Katubig. Sabi niya, is there an educational attainment requirement for a referral associate? Wala.
Wala naman sa referral associate. Wala naman, Doc EG. But what we're looking for are referral associates with network of business people. No? That's what we're really looking for, di ba? So we want to tap on your network of people wanting to buy business in particular, no? So how would you know? You ask them. And when you have people that have money in the bank, Doc EG, no? Kasi to buy a business, you need to have money, di ba? You have to have money, no? So you have to have at least to buy a small business, you have to have at least between maybe 1.5 million to 4 million pesos to buy a small business, di ba? You have to have that, di ba? Good thing about us, Doc EG, we also do what we call vendor finance, finance. So the vendor, or the seller can finance part of the sale, let's say 40% of the sale. So we've got that kind of arrangement as well, no? Or people can borrow from the bank, no? But people can borrow from the bank. So lots of things to talk about regarding finance.
Yeah, and Efren, sabi ni Edna Del Valle Tumala, business broker, I think, must have been an expert in financial analysis, actuarial, and an economist, sabi niya. Dapat naman, no?
Okay. Let me clarify that, Edna, no? You see, Edna, in business, marami akong kasama here in New Zealand and there in the Philippines who wouldn't have that qualification, no? The number one qualification of a business broker, well, there are many things that we're looking to a business broker, but number one is you've got to be committed, because it's not an easy job, no? So you've got to be self-motivated. you don't have to be an accountant, or because we teach people to read financial statements, no? Um, Looking into the financial statements, or FS, of businesses is part and parcel of a business broker, no. But don't be daunted with that, because I've got lots of colleagues back here in New Zealand who are not really savvy in financials, no. You will learn it, no. But what's important is you need to be highly ethical, diba? Because you only got one name, no. You only got one name. You got to be highly ethical. You need to be good in communication, no. You got to be good in you don't have to be an actuarian or accountant. Hindi naman, no, hindi naman.
Mhm. Good. Tanong pa dito, sabi niya, if Link accepting RA, yung referral associate and business broker, on a commission or salary basis?
No, there's no fixed here, no. There's not no fixed here. So everything is based on a closed sale. Everything
Yeah.
is based.
Accomplishment.
Yes, it's performance based. It's performance based.
Performance-based. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ito pa, tanong dito ni Gwen, sabi niya, it's interesting to note that there is an alternative or other opportunities available for us real estate broker. So how can we now learn to become a business broker? Roder,
All
yeah.
right. Yeah. Look, it's a really interesting question. No? No, Doc EG, no, for the information of our audience today, no, we have colleagues at Link who are current real estate people, real estate brokers. No, we have, no, we've got all kinds. Meron kaming general, we've got dentists, we've got accountants, CEOs, CFOs, and we've got real estate people too, no. So it's an entirely different industry. It's a totally different animal. So you have to go to that training academy. And one of the things that there's a little bit of challenge to real estate people, because you've got to unlearn some practices. You've got to unlearn the way you conduct business, because you've got a very structured way in doing it at Link, no. So there's some unlearning to do, and there's some learning and absorbing to do, no. So sabi nga nila, yung process naiiba kasi, no. So it can be learned, no, but it's really a bit challenging most especially for real estate people, because in real estate nakasanayan na, Doc EG, no, yung how you conduct your business and the practices, no, in the industry. Well, at Link we adhere to our own international protocol.
Yeah. Sabi dito, teka ha. Okay. What is now the difference, also to Edna, from Edna, no? Difference between stock broker and business broker?
All right. Yeah, that's a very good question, Edna. No, welcome back, Edna. Look, we're stockbrokers are licensed, and they sell publicly listed companies. We don't touch publicly listed companies. We sell privately owned companies, either registered with the SEC or registered with DTI. No, so we can sell a corporation, or we can sell a single proprietary single proprietor business, no. So DTI registered or SEC registered, we can sell both. Mm-hmm. But not publicly listed companies.
Okay. Sabi dito, Kwan, thank you, Doc EG and Sir Efren, for giving us the opportunity to learn about business brokering. Certainly, it will help us augment our income, especially at this time of the pandemic. We consider us in.
That's very encouraging, no, Doc EG. And by the way, no, people address me as Efren, Doc EG. Efren lang. Hindi pa naman ako knighted ng Queen na tawagin akong Sir Efren. People at Link, everybody calls me Efren. Even Everybody calls me Efren. I'm happy with
Oh,
Efren.
okay. So it seems that we are able to generate enthusiasm, and interest on
Yes,
the subject matter.
yeah.
And I'd like to thank you for that, no? Anyway,
Oh,
sandali, may isa humahabol pa.
oh.
We are, okay. Ang sinasabi, dali, alika. Sabi niya, in business brokering, your income will be unlimited depending on your ability to bring people to the business. Yan, sabi niya. I think
Uh,
it's true.
yes, the income is could really be substantial, no, Doc EG, no. It's that's a matter of fact, no. Uh, it it really depends on uh experience. Has to do has something to do with it, Doc EG, no. Uh, so on your first year, it's really hard to get the boundary, if that's the right term, no. On your first year, because you're honing the craft, you're learning the craft, no. As you gain experience, Doc EG, you become better and better and better. Remember, no, it's bringing a seller and a buyer together in a due diligence environment. No,
Uh-huh.
it's very critical. You need to be very good in communication. You need to be competent in many things. No, you've got to be good in numbers, not sharp but good, di ba? Dapat na you need to know how to read the numbers. And because business brokering is very complex, in the purchase agreement, no? So we're not lawyers, Doc EG, but many times we talk like lawyers. In the purchase agreement, there are lots and lots of special conditions. You've got to be very good in those clauses, in those conditions, because um, it's number one, due diligence, and number two, lots of uh, requirements that need to be, example, permits that needs to be approved. You need if it's a franchise business, you need the consent of the franchisor. Doc EG, we work closely with franchisors, no? So there will be franchisors out there who would have franchisees that are not making really good money, no? And let's
Mhm.
face it, if you've got a franchise and you've got 50 franchisees, you would say about maybe 10% of those, mga lima, no? 10 to 15% are struggling, no? And what do you do with those franchisees? We can help them sell those franchise stores to another buyer. That we can do
Okay.
for franchisors. We can also work with franchisors, really.
Efren, it seems that we have generated a lot of interest on business brokering, no? Tanong naman dito ni Carlos Noynay. Sabi niya, does business broker have to pay 14 or and attend 14 training modules with link?
Well, it's not only 14, because after that 14, there's all another series of training. It's a long, it's really a long, tedious process to become a business broker. No, the 14 module that we are talking about is the initial course. Meron pa kami tinatawag na Super Business Broker Series, Doc EG, no? And
No.
other learning modules, no? And other learning modules. So it's and just like other businesses, no? When you start a business, you've got some startup costs, no? May mga startup costs ka dito, may konting gastos din. You've got to pay for licenses, for Microsoft licenses and all those things, no? There's a little cost involved.
I think he's talking about payment. Would he enroll in sabi niya, will I pay enrollment fees or to become a business broker?
Okay. Yeah. To clarify, the training per se is free. No, the training, the contents of the training is free. But like I said, there'll be licenses that you have to pay. No, there's some admin fees that you have to pay. Konti lang yun, Doc. It's not a lot of
Okay, okay.
it's not a lot of money.
Okay, maraming interesado eh.
Mm.
Maraming interesado na mag-join as business broker. Especially yung mga salespeople na wala pang lisensya sa PRC pero accredited salesperson. Sabi nila, other than selling real estate, we can probably be a business broker. Thank you, sabi nila. Inulit na naman. Thank you, Sir Efren and Doc E.G.
Efren lang. Efren will do. Oh, Efren will do. They can really attend the next referral associate presentation. That's a stepping stone, Doc EG.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be
Oh,
every Thursday? Every Thursday?
every Thursday at 9:45. That's correct. Every Thursday. So they can get their Zoom link, no?
Ayan nata
Because
eh. Ayan nata sa
oh,
screen natin, ano?
they just have to yeah, to get more information. Ayan. Ayan. Ayan, meron pang mga form na yan. Yan.
Yeah.
Yan.
Ito pa.
Yung QR code, if they get that QR code, they will get the everything there.
Okay. Ito, Efren, coming from the president of the Real Estate Brokers Association of the Philippines, no? Si Vivian Castro. Siya yung presidente ng isa sa pinakamalaking organisasyon ng real estate practitioners in the Philippines. Sabi niya, I am a licensed broker and have a listing. The corporation wanted to sell their real estate assets and willing to sell the corporation as well. Hope Link find interest into the business opportunity.
Oh, right. Oh, hi, Vivian. How are you? Hope you're coping well and your family too. Look, we're happy to assist in help to help sell that corporation. No? Hopefully, they've got all the documents that we will require, and we require this stick of documents. So, especially financial statements. No. So we're happy to assist if we can. As long as it's a business, we're happy to help. If it's real estate, we will back off because we're not real estate people. But if it's a corporation, we're happy to help.
No,
Happy to help.
if it's real estate, give it to Doc E.G.
Yeah, give it to Doc EG if it's real estate. That's correct. That's real estate. No? But if the corporation owns but if there's a real estate component in the corporation, kasama na yon when we sell the shareholdings. When we share the shareholdings, kasama na yon. So, Vivian, we're happy to help. Please liaise with Doc EG, and I'm just 5 hours ahead. You can get my number from Doc EG, or we can have a 3-party Zoom. Doc EG, no, with Vivian.
Yeah,
We can.
of course.
We're happy to look at that. We're happy to look into that, Vivian.
What I'm going to do is those people who are interested, probably one more time, we'll group them together. We do a Zoom together so that
Yes.
they can get some, some tips from you, no? Okay?
Yes,
And also,
that's okay.
yeah, also, Bibian, my secretary will email to you on Monday the property in Tagaytay. All right. So we are running out of time. Naku, ang daming natutuhan dito, ang daming interesado. But may I request for your parting message?
All right. Okay. I know it's the pandemic, and I know people are hurting. Business people are hurting. People have lost their jobs. It's really unfortunate. It's no one's fault. We have a virus uh, around us, so it's really bad. No, but there's hope. No, number one, Filipinos are prayerful people, and that sets us apart. No, that's why we are very resilient, because we are prayerful people. We are people of hope because we are people of faith. No, at Link, we want to help business owners move on for whatever reason, and we want to help people get into business by buying a business, and most of them for the first time. So we're here to help. No, especially we'd like to look after the SME sector. So that is our sweet spot. That's where our heart is. And to the audience, you can come and take part in this helping people to move on to buy business by being a referral associate. No, you can connect with Doc EG. You got a QR code there, and I really thank you and appreciate the time that you have for fixing your schedule to listen to us, to listen to me today. It's an honor to be heard, and like I said, there's hope if we can help each other uh, to amend to augment things, no, by helping people buy a business. Then let's do it. And more particularly, I thank Doc EG for giving me this opportunity, for giving Link this opportunity to be in your to guest in your program today, Doc EG, no, which have audience not only in the Philippines but worldwide. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So on behalf of all the business brokers of Link in Ortigas and in Alabang, and my colleague Eleanor Carbonell, the franchisee of Link in Alabang, and Aaron Torsan, the CEO of Link International, and my twin brother, who is a director of Link, my twin brother Rene Pascual, who I hope is watching, no, and has not turned off his laptop. On behalf of all these people, Doc EG, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Efren. Well said. Alam mo, we are being viewed worldwide. I just received questions from San Francisco, California,
Pahabol.
from Los Angeles. Sabi niya, good, well done. Good opportunities, sabi niya. Comments to. From New York, from New York City, and from New Jersey. Oh, dami And also from Hawaii. Ang dami na nagsasabi lang that we want to learn more about it. So with that,
All right.
thank you, Efren, for that very interesting topic. And I hope we can link up with you. We will link with you. We will do business with you. And all of those who are interested can really do their best so that it is an opportunity. Amid crisis, there are opportunities. And thank you so much, Efren, for guesting with us. Salamat po, and sure that Link will always be what? Link and remember. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. So, of course, please join our FB group.